started.
Hare Krishna. So, welcome everybody. I hope you can all see the screen. Begin. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. So we were reading yesterday about the proprietorship and attachment. Okay, so there are some questions which we can answer. First is, give the moral of this section in one sentence. The section is there in front of you and we read it yesterday. Please give the moral of this section in one sentence. Just one sentence. Okay. We don't possess anything. That is Abhishek Prabhu's summary. One sentence summary, the moral. Krishna is the only proprietor. Yes, very good. Anybody else would like to say something? Give the moral of this section in one sentence. We can say that we possess things but temporarily. Yeah. So I'm looking one very important point in this. You can say the takeaway message, which I have not seen yet. This section tells about one takeaway message, which you have not mentioned yet. Want hint? Last paragraph. You summarize first two paragraphs, but what is the last paragraph? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Please write the moral in one sentence. So, one important take-home message from the last paragraph.
Started.
I think I lost the connection, and I don't see your answers now. The last answer which I saw was from Archit Prabhu, that we possess things only temporarily. If anybody has written after that, I don't see it because I lost connection. One who understands that he does not possess anything is wise person. Yes. Yes. What is the consequence of understanding that I don't possess anything? What's the consequence of presenting a consequence of understanding that I don't possess anything? Detachment. Yes. Yes. He becomes detached. So, yes. So, God is the only proprietor, means I don't possess anything. Therefore, I should not become attached to anything in this world. Right? A man who is attached to this world cannot be a person of wisdom. He is simply an ignorant fool. Because this world, we become attached. Attachment is a very severe thing. And the moment I recognize I am not the proprietor, the immediate consequence should be that I become detached. So detachment means not being attached. Okay, I'll give examples in the next question. This is an age of IPR, right? How many of you have heard about IPR? Intellectual property rights like patents and copyrights, etc. Right? Patents, copyrights, trademarks, all these come under IPR. But this section says, I am not the proprietor of my intellect. Why? The whole world is fighting. If you see, there are so many lawsuits. Samsung was sued by Apple for copying the iPhone model or the iPad model, and means if you go to the industry, there you will see so many IPR issues. Every industry has their own separate section for IPR. Even in colleges also, who is the who is the author of this work, who possesses this work, who gets the royalty, so many things. I am not the proprietor of my intellect. Intellect is taken away with time. That is one part of the story. The other part is that, okay, even intellect is given to me. I cannot demand intellect. Yeah, like Archit Prabhu mentioned very rightly, Krishna provides intelligence. Krishna gave intellect for some time, and I used it or misused it, and then after some time it is taken away. Right? So we discussed that. Next question is, so the point is that why to fight? People are fighting for IPR. Why to fight? Because we are attached. That is why we are fighting. The courts are full because we are attached. Right? What is renunciation? Renunciation means understanding that I possess nothing. Krishna possesses everything. Krishna possesses everything. Renunciation. Not being attached to anything. So, the next, I built my house with hard efforts, and I do not allow anyone to live here without my permission. Still this section says that I am not the owner of my house. Why? This is another form of attachment to my house, right? I built it with hard efforts, and I live here, and everybody has, whoever wants to live here, he or she has to get my permission first. Why is it said that Krishna has all renunciation? Okay, good question. Krishna has all renunciation because he is not attached to anything. He is not attached means he won't fight for these things. Like you have been reading Ramayana. So Lord Ram, although he possesses everything, but when just a small very small thing happened that Kekai asked for the kingdom, and Lord Ram, without even hesitating a bit, he just left it, and means he just gave away the kingdom and left for forest, right? That is a sign of detachment, renunciation. Even if he possesses everything, but he is not attached to it, means he will not fight for his rights. We are always fighting. Oh, this is my right, intellectual property right, my birthright, my hereditary right, right? We fight for our rights, but Krishna does not fight for his rights. He just gives away. Okay, take it. What do you want? So Kekai said, make Bharata the king. Lord said, okay, fine, no problem, take it. Right? And so this is the renunciation of Krishna. He is not attached to it. And also you see the Lord Ram, when he was in Sri Lanka, he killed the king, and if you go by the Kshatriya rights, then Lord Ram should have become the king of Sri Lanka, right? Because he defeated the king of Sri Lanka. But he gave it away, okay. He told, okay, Vibhishana, you become the king, right? So he didn't, he was not attached at all to any kingdom. First he gave away Ayodhya, then he conquered Lanka and gave away Lanka, then he came back to Ayodhya, and then he ruled there as a dutiful king. And for that also he had to go through so many tribulations. Mother Sita was again sent to forest because of that, because he was the king, so he had to set the highest example. So he is again detached, right? So his wife is being sent to the forest, and whole life he led life like a renunciant, because he thought, my wife is in forest, how can I enjoy, right? So he also lived like hermits, with great austerity. So he is detached. He was not attached. He is not attached to anything. So these are some small examples of renunciation of the Lord, that he is not attached. He does not fight for his rights. He won't sue you if you copy him. Like if I write a version of Bhagavad Gita, sell it, make a lot of money, still Krishna won't come and sue you. Oh, this is my work. Why are you stealing it? Right? Krishna is detached. Krishna is also saying, okay, go and preach, go and give Bhagavad Gita to everybody, give this knowledge to everybody, right? So that is Krishna's detachment, Krishna's renunciation. Okay, good question. Next, okay, so I have built I think you can deliberate on this point. Okay, now this is the next level of the moral. So, dash owns my house, so it should be used in dash service. Means who owns my house, and it should be used in whose service. Let's see who answers first. Dash. Yeah. So Krishna owns my house, so it should be used in Krishna's service. Very good. So this is the meaning of true detachment, understanding that Krishna owns everything, so therefore everything should be used in his service. This is the practical part, right? I may say verbally, lip service, oh, everything belongs to Krishna, but I don't use it in Krishna's service. I use it for my personal use. Then that is not detachment. Detachment means using it for Krishna's service. Okay, let's go to the next section. Everything, temporariness pervades this world. Now this section is about temporariness. Everything in this world is temporary. UK is smaller than UP, one of the provinces in India. Yet, at one point of time, the Britishers, they ruled the entire world, right? They were ruling Africa, Asia, even America, Australia, yes. Europe, anyways, they have so many wars, so Europe is not there. But British ruled almost the entire world, and it is said that the sun never set in British Empire. Right? But today, that vast British Empire is no more. The great USSR, Russia, which was so huge, so powerful, it is not there. It has broken down into many small countries. Many great civilizations have come and gone by the influence of great time, Kala. Right? So, with time, everything moves. Today, I am here. Tomorrow, I will be somewhere else. I cannot be here all the time. Today, I have this. Tomorrow, I will have something else. So, everything is temporary. Neither happiness nor misery is permanent. Neither failure nor success is permanent. All of one's achievements and accomplishments hardly make any sense at the end of his life, right? When I will, even we don't have to wait until the end of our life. Even today, if I see, I cannot go and say, oh, you know, in 5th standard, I stood first in the class. That won't have any value today, right? If I say, oh, you know, in 10th standard, I stood first in my class. No value. I cannot say, in JEE, I scored this much rank. No value. Once you got this admission in IITK, everything is reset. You have to start studying. Your CPIE starts from 0 again. It won't start from 10 and then come down, right? It will start from 0 again. So very soon we see our achievements and accomplishments. They become they expire, or they become meaningless very soon, right? Like I was in, where was I? I think somewhere somebody met me and he asked me, what was your JEE rank? I said, I don't even remember that. Right? So that has become so useless thing to ask now. What is your JEE rank? At some point of time, we were so proud. Oh, you know, I've got this All India rank. So now it has no meaning. Okay, and ultimately at the end of our life, definitely it will have no meaning. Even great leaders like Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, they had to submit to this temporariness of this world. We are mere mortals. As Indians, we know very well that in spite of our all so-called achievement, at the end, this body will be taken on 4 bamboos to the, as that is, Bhairoghat. Right? Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamupete punar janma dukhalayam ashashvatam napruvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. So very lots of examples are given in this section. Who are the people who possessed so much in life, but eventually they could not take anything. So there is a famous saying by Alexander the Great. Alexander, when he practically conquered the entire world. He could not conquer India, but almost the whole world he was conquering, right? And he was it is said that in India, when he reached on the borders of India, he met one sadhu who gave him some good advice, and Alexander recognized what is the use of this conquering business, right? What is the use of fighting everywhere and trying to conquer the whole earth? So I don't know that is correct or not, but this is what I have heard, that he met some sadhu who really gave him good intelligence. And by the end of his life, he, when he was about to die, he called his close ministers and he asked for 3 boons. Anybody knows what were those boons? Means his last wishes. 3 wishes he asked for. Anybody knows what are those last wishes of Alexander the Great? Anybody knows what are the last wishes of Alexander the Great? Okay, nobody answers. So the first wish was that, okay, I'm going to die soon, so when I'm being taken for burial, means when he's being taken to the burial ground for burying him, so he said, when I'm being taken, I should be carried by my doctors. So, you know, he is practically the ruler of the entire world, so he has got the best doctors in his service. And he said, my coffin should be carried by doctors. those doctors who are treating me. This was the first wish. And second wish, all the wealth which I have earned, it should be laid down on the path on two sides. Like when I'm being taken in the coffin, on the two sides there should be heaps of gold and all the costly paraphernalia which I have earned or I have looted, like all the booty. So, and then then the ministers asked, what is the third wish? He said, when I am being taken in the coffin, my two hands should be hanging outside the coffin so that everybody can see my hands. And the minister said, okay. And then there was one minister, he was very close to Alexander. He asked him the question that why do you have these strange wishes? So Alexander said, the first wish is the doctors should carry my coffin so that the whole world can see. Nobody can save you. Even the best doctors of the world cannot save you at time of death. Second wish, that all my wealth, even that cannot save me. I have display all the wealth, show people, see how much wealth I have. They cannot even dream of that much wealth. But still, that could not save me. That could not fulfill my desire to live long. Right? And the third wish, that my hands are just dangling outside the coffin, so that the world can see I am not taking anything with me. Everything is left behind here. I cannot carry anything. Whatever I have earned is all lost at the time of death. Right? This was Alexander's 3 strange wishes, but they are full of wisdom. Right? Once I was in, sir was living in house number 322. Means that time I was in BTech, maybe 3rd year. And Mataji was not there. Sir was alone there. And in the evening I was doing some service. And after the service was over, I was about to leave. So I just went to sir's room to say, I'm leaving, please shut the door. And when I went, I saw sir was on his computer. He was watching one video. It was the video of, it was the news of Saddam Hussein. That time Saddam Hussein was dictator of Iraq, probably Iraq. And he was captured by US and he was finally killed. So this was his interview or his footage from the last day of his life. And sir was watching that. And sir told me, sit down. And I also sat down there. I started also seeing what sir is watching. And after that, sir asked me the question, oh, what do you learn from this? I said, I don't know. I didn't say anything. I said, I don't know. So, sir told one very nice point. He said, see, the Saddam Hussein, he was the ruler of Iraq, right? Means the dictator means he practically owned everything. And he was so rich, and his life was so lavish. He was living like in extreme luxury. Extreme luxury he was, and everybody was just obeying him. Everybody was his servants. And but now when he's caught like a dog, and he's being beaten, mistreated by the US soldiers, and finally, without anybody's knowledge, he is just killed. I think he was hanged or shot, I don't know. He was just killed by the US government without any prior notice. He was just, they came to his room and said, okay, tomorrow morning you are going to be killed. That's it. In the jail. So sir said, if now look from Saddam Hussein's perspective. If on this last night of his life, if he is able to think that I led the entire life so rich and so lavishly and such a respectable life I led, and now suddenly I am being treated like dogs, and I am being told that tomorrow morning you are going to die. So what is the use of all that which I earned, all the hard work which I had put to build my huge empire? what is the use of that? And Sir said, if at this time he is able to appreciate God, if at this time, means when he is going to be killed just after a few hours next day morning, and he is contemplating and he must be in shock, or he must be very much frightened. But if at this point of time he is able to recognize that God is all powerful, not me, then that is the success of his life. So Sir said that is the success of his life. His life is successful. If he is able to surrender, or at least acknowledge that God is great, I am not great, right? Everything belongs to God, not to me. Then his life is successful. So this was the lesson which Sir gave from that video. Okay. So this verse means now Krishna is telling Mam upetya punarjanma napnuvanti. Once we attain Krishna, then we do not then we are not subjected to this time, the influence of time no longer affects us when we surrender to Krishna, right? Because we are in Krishna's abode means the mundane time won't catch us. So Bhagavad Gita is that timeless science which enlightens people of all ages in such deliberations. We are always servants, we seek pure and eternal relationships. We owe no proprietorship in this world, and our so-called identities and existence are devoured by the temporariness of this world. Nobody can deny these observations. So this is summarizing everything, that we are helplessly being dragged by time. But those who are enlightened, they understand that I possess nothing, Krishna possesses everything. So we seek out relationship with Krishna. We seek out that pure and eternal relationship with Krishna, and not waste our time in temporary relationships of this world, which means being attached to things which I think I possess, right? Therefore, Lord Krishna advises, okay, so in the beginning here, this part makes us very morose, very depressed, right? Oh, I don't own anything. Oh, I am being carried away by time so helplessly. Oh, I have no power at all. I am so helpless, so powerless. But then here, now Krishna is giving us the peace. Okay, don't be so afraid. Don't be so frightened. Put your mind to peace by reading this verse. It says, Krishna says, I think all of you have already memorized this verse. I remember you all memorized it. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarva bhutanam natva mam shantim richati. That Krishna is the bhokta. Krishna is the enjoyer of everything, all the sacrifices, penances, and he is the owner of everything. He owns everything. Sarvaloka maheshwaram. But still, he is the friend of every living being. Suhridam sarva bhutanam. Of all the living entities, which means he is my best friend. Natma mam shantim richati. And one who understands, or one who realizes this, he or she alone can attain peace. Nobody else. Because everybody else will, so either he will be illusioned that I own so much, or he will be morose. Oh, I don't own anything. He'll be depressed, right? People might be in two categories, either overjoyed, like over-elated, or depressed, morose. But Krishna says you can come out of both these situations by realizing Krishna owns everything and he is my best friend. That is it. Then both the extreme situations are gone and we are situated in perfect peace. That Krishna is in control. Krishna is in charge of everything. So I don't have to worry. I just serve him and I do my duties perfectly, and Krishna will take care of everything. Right? Hare Krishna. So, anybody has any questions here? Or I can ask questions. Hmm. Okay. So, one observation which I would like to make here is that um, we all are seeking eternity, be it ordinary living beings or be it very great intellectuals, scientists. They all want something eternal. That's why the scientists are seeking for laws, right? Laws. What are those laws which are eternally applicable? So Newton will say F is equal to ma is an eternal law, right? It won't change. And Einstein will say no, this general theory of relativity is the eternal law that won't change, right? And Einstein will say speed of light is constant. That is an eternal law. It won't change. Whatever may happen, pralaya may come, everything may vanish with time, but speed of light won't change. That is what. So these are the. These are all attempts to seek something permanent, something eternal, right? So science is an attempt to seek eternal. But if we miss Krishna, we miss everything, right? Okay. This is a question from Chiranjeev. What three modes of material nature is? Is it energy or what? Three modes of material nature. Okay. There is a chapter on three modes of material nature which will describe in great length what are the three modes of material nature. So, modes. How I understand modes is, all of you have read harmonic motion, right? So there is a string. A string can vibrate in n number of modes. The zeroth mode is when the whole string vibrates as a one piece, right, in one half wave. The second mode is when it has got two lobes, right, which means it's a full wave. Third mode is when it has got three lobes, means it has got three half waves. Fourth mode is when it has got four lobes or two full waves, right? There are different modes in which the same string can vibrate. So in this similar way, all the matter can be in these three modes. And my perceptual world, my perception could be in one of these three modes. The same material energy could be in one of these three modes or a combination of modes, right? There can be overlapping modes also. Just like in a string never has a pure mode. It is always combination of many modes, right? When a string is struck, it vibrates in multiple modes, means multiple modes altogether in different proportions. Similarly, in our life also we have got these three modes in different proportions. Somebody has mode of goodness predominating, somebody has mode of passion predominating, somebody has mode of ignorance predominating, and then with time also these modes evolve. Like today morning I have got this mode high, now I am very angry, so I have got mode of passion very high, like that. Next question by Archit Prabhu. Some people say YOLO. They try to exploit as much as they can and enjoy this life. One might argue that they have a very positive outlook towards life. Actually, they have a very negative outlook, right? Very negative. They think life is just this much. How depressing, how negative it is, right? This life is this much. But Bhagavad Gita outlook is that life is eternal. That is real positive outlook. Life is eternal. That is positive outlook. We're always positive. Yes, I'm improving. Not even if not in this life, next life. So there is so much scope for improvement. That is positive. And so we say whatever enjoyment is there, it should be eternal. We look for eternal joy, not temporary joy. They look for temporary joy, so that is very depressing, very negative outlook towards life, right? It's like uh, I ask you, okay, you give me $1 million for 1 week. After that, you butcher me. I mean, what is this? This is like somebody must be extremely depressed. Only he will ask for that. But if somebody is really wise, he will say, "Oh, you give me, let's say, a job by which I can earn and I can continue my life nicely." Okay. So, anyway, so there are different people have got different perspectives. So YOLO, okay, I will tell people who have not heard this word YOLO. It means you only live once. This has become popular amongst these negatively biased people that you only live once, which means, okay, this is the only life. Enjoy as much as you can, and after that, everything is over. It's like you are just in darkness all the time. So that is the meaning of YOLO. It has become popular for I don't know what reasons. Okay, mainly for hedonistic people who want to enjoy as much as they want. And for devotees, we say you live always, right? You always are there, eternally. Okay. Maybe somebody should make some good abbreviation for devotees. Instead of YOLO, you should make some other catchy abbreviation. I know in West these abbreviations are very popular. There is one. Okay, maybe I'll finish with this serious discussion. Now we'll have some lighter discussion. Okay, I remember two abbreviations. One is a very good abbreviation. So there is one in Christian, I mean in a church. So they always ask this question, WWJD. It has become it is popular. WWJD, it means what will Jesus do? Means whenever they are in a situation, means these very devout Christians, very dedicated to Lord Jesus Christ, so they ask this question, WWJD. So what does that mean? What will Jesus do? Which means if Jesus were there in this situation, what would he have done? Because he is Son of God, he would have acted in a way to please God, right? So let us also act in that way which will please Krishna, right? That is why they say WWJD. What will Jesus do? This became a famous catchy abbreviation. I heard it in UK, and okay, I think that is it. That means another one is there, but that is fine. We will not discuss that. Okay. So if that is it, then we will close our today's session and we will meet tomorrow. I hope you are all chanting together. You are chanting daily, and chant daily and do kirtan because you are WWKD. What will Krishna do, or what will devotee do? So I hope you are chanting and singing and also doing some service by which you are pleasing Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.